Hey, sixth grade scholars. It's me again, Miss Terry. We will continue our work today on Measures of Center, Lesson 4, SOL 6.11b. Our objective of the day, I can determine the effect of measure of center when a single value of a data set is added, removed, or changed. I can use mathematical language and logical reasoning to justify my thinking and solving problems set in real world situations. I think we have been doing a fabulous job with this all week long, especially over the last few sessions. And we will continue the work primarily on your own today. You will need your notebook, you will need your pencil, and of course, you will be using your Desmos online calculator for Virginia. So if you don't have your materials, go ahead and get them ready, and we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So our solutions from day 3, from our assignment from day 3. Here we go. Here's your first one. Here's your scenario. We went through the first 2 together, and your last 3, 4, and 5 you had to do independently. So, of course, as always, I place them in ascending order. So there you have it in ascending order. Your mean is 67, your median is 65, and your mode is 57. Again, as always, if you have an error, see if you can see where your error is. To see if maybe we inputted something incorrectly. Check your order. Just go through all of the things you think you can go through to see if we can locate the error. And if not, let me know. I'll be glad to help you. Then your second question, you see I said, well, what was the error? I see a number was transposed. Again, a transposition error is just basically when you flip-flop numbers, when you inadvertently switch the 2 numbers. So it looks like the 87 should have been a 78. So that's the transposition. So that number is a little lower, so I just assume that the mean will probably be slightly lower, and the median and the mode would remain the same, because though the number is lower, it's about in the same position. Once I put that data in, once I put the data in order, it's in the same position. So I figured the median and the mode will be the same. Okay, that's my prediction. All right, so once I look at that, then I go to what my actual calculations were. My mean was 66. And remember, that's with the new set of data, removing the 87 and changing it to 78. The mean was 66, the median was 65, and the mode is 57. So that's this information here. And it's spot on as far as the prediction. If your prediction was not as accurate, don't worry about it. It is a prediction. We always check up on our predictions by actually doing the work. So we prove our answer. Great job. Here's scenario number 4. So discuss the following using the data set, and your data set is listed. How will the mean be affected by adding a value greater than 23? And in all of these, again, this is kind of thinking about, you had to really think about the process. And I will be quite honest, I thought about it, but then I actually did it. I actually tried it. I used lots of paper and just erasing, plugging things in the Desmos application, because I wanted to make sure that I was as accurate as I could possibly be. So for number 1, I said, well, by adding a number greater than 23, the mean will increase. And I actually had to place that in, and I wanted to just add some numbers in just to make sure. For number 2, how will the mean be affected by adding a value less than 8? And I said the mean will be lower when adding a value less than 8. Again, I just checked it. Okay. What numbers can we add to change the mode? This is for number 3. This is what things got a little tricky there. So, because it says when we add or change the mode. So to change the mode, we can take the number, or we can make them data bimodal. That's a change. Okay. So by making it bimodal, I can just add a number 8 or a number 15 or a 23. Either one of those numbers being added to our set would make it bimodal, and then in effect really change the mode. Another option is adding two pieces of data, including an 8, a 15, or a 23. So we can add two 8s, and that will give us three 8s and change the mode to 8. Okay, so just thinking about those things, and again, your answers can be different. It's okay. No problems, no worries. As long as you can think through the process and prove it. If you can explain it and you can prove it, I'm okay with it. All right, so number 4. What numbers can we add or remove to change the median? Again, changing the median by adding numbers greater than 12, or adding 3 or more pieces of data less than 12 will modify the median. So that's changing the median. And again, you want to try it. And we can remove the 8 or 12 to change the median as well, or 8 or a 12 to change the median as well. It said explain your thinking. I would say if you could show it out, write it out, then that explains it. Okay, that's great. All right. Number 5. Again, for number 5, we're basically doing the same things that we have done for scenarios 1 and 2 and 3. Again, place your data in ascending order, and that's in red, in ascending order. And once we did that, we have a mean of 61 and 71 hundredths. Median is 45, and our mode is 48. But then on Sunday, he couldn't use his phone. Actually, I think that's not a bad thing with 175 minutes there for Sunday. So, okay. But we had to make a prediction. Since George cannot use his phone on Sunday, his mean and median will change. The mode will be the same. And you may be like, well, why would it change? How would it change? These are all questions that you should be coming up with. Thinking about what additional questions could facilitate more information. How would that change? So we want to make sure that we surely understand that if 175 minutes is removed, it is probably going to definitely lower our mean and lower our median. It's just how much, okay, by how much. So let's calculate it. Again, rewrite it with the removal of that data. We have a mean of 42 and 83 hundredths. We have a median of 43 and 5/10, and we have a mode of 48. Again, predictions were spot on. We lowered our mean. We didn't lower our median, but we lowered our mean. Median stayed the same and mode stayed the same. Good job. So it says, why was there such a change in the measure of center? There's a big change in the mean because the outlier of 175 was removed. So when we removed that outlier, more of our information stayed the same. So we look at our original 61, okay, we have our original 61 and 71 hundredths, and it dropped all the way down to a 42 and 83 hundredths. That's a big change because our outlier was so high. It was so extreme based on the rest of the data that was given. So again, putting it into perspective, our median was lowered from our original, and then our mode remained the same. Okay, so thinking through it, proving it, trying it, figuring out what other questions we can come up with. Great job. Okay, so quick change. We're going to do some quick review. Remember a few weeks back, long time ago, we did some order of operations. Now, we're not going to do this right now, but I want to be able to explain it to you. So you're going to use our Padlet to write down your answer. So you're going to list your answer in Padlet. However, what you're going to do is take the digits. You're going to use digits 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. At the most, you're only going to use it one time. Each digit will be used one time. You're going to place a digit in each box to create an expression with the largest possible value that you can come up with. So this may take you a few minutes to try to figure it out. This here, we're going to place a number here and place the exponent here. So our base, our exponent, whatever you think it should be. Numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, one number each time. We're going to add, we have the multiplication. Remember, this is order of operation, so think about it as you're placing the numbers in. You can place it in your Desmos online calculator, but once you're done, you're going to go to the Padlet, which will be linked in your learning plan, to place your answer. And then I'm going to show it all out to you probably on Monday. So just show it all out to just see, all of us can see what types of answers we all come up with for this answer, so we can come to a consensus, or as close to a consensus as we can based on everyone who participates. So that's what you're going to do for that. Just a quick fun review. Awesome. All right. So don't do it yet though. We're going to go ahead and get into our work for today. All right. So this is going to be our show what you know. We have done all of this work all week long, and we have done a great job with thinking about it, writing about it, using vocabulary. So your task, of course, will be linked in your learning plan. So you're going to write it in your notebook, and then you're going to complete your assignment. All right, here's what your assignment is going to look like. This task states the students at Jeffrey Middle School were collecting cans for a fundraiser. The PTA is giving a prize for the club with the highest average. What is average again? Yes, mean. Mrs. Beth's robotics club data is shown below. Michael is a new student joining the robotics club. He brought in 9 cans. Lee says, yes, that's really going to help us win. Destiny's like, oh no, why? What student do you agree with? Justify your answer. Should the PTA, that's the first question. Second question, should the PTA consider using the median or the mode instead of the mean to determine which class receives the prize? Think about it, write it down. Once you've completed those two, justify your answer most importantly, and then go to the second part. If you have some extra time, you see where it says extra, 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 read all about it. How many cans would you recommend Michael to bring in so that the mean does increase? So let's think about that too. So do your extra, extra if you can. All right? So that's your task for the day. That is all your independent work, and what you're going to think about all of the things that we have done all week. Okay? Take your time. Read through it. It's in your learning plan. And again, share out if you like. Send me an email with your information if you would like for me to share it. Don't forget to spend about 10 to 15 minutes in your Dreambox accounts, okay? And because I think we're just justifying everything that we have done, at our next session, we will be discussing the statistics in schools and just thinking about what is a statistical question. Don't forget to spend about 10 to 15 minutes in your Dreambox accounts, and I will see you again in our next session. Bye.